I've been invited to go to Cragganmore Distillery on Speyside to host a nosing and tasting, but before I set off, there are certain things I must collect. Well, here we are now. It's warmed up a little bit.
Charlie, why are the glasses this shape with the
Aha!
on top?
For the simple reason that the exercise we're embarked on is one of evaluation, appreciation and evaluation. And that is done mainly with the nose. A glass with a bowl, such as this, and where the rim narrows slightly, so it will direct the aromas up your nose. The glassware is fundamental. And the little watch glasses are simply to hold the aromas in. But it's also quite useful, you can swirl it round. And practice that, it's really cool to be able to slide them in. Right, Jim, tell us about the first whisky.
The first whisky is going to be the Winnie 15-year-old. So it's a great distillery. It's up in one of the highest distilleries in Scotland.
As part of an evaluation, the first stage would be actually to look at the appearance of the whisky. Principally colour, and then you can roll it around and look at the legs. Fat, slow-running legs suggest a viscous whisky, a whisky with texture. The colour comes from the wood.
That's right, and Dalwhinnie, this Dalwhinnie's sort of beautiful golden colour. And that reflects the kind of casks that the whisky was matured in.
Yeah,
for
I
those
was going to
15
say.
years.
Yeah.
So let's have a sniff at the whisky. Before we add any water, let's just sniff it. With whisky, before you add water, you think about the prickle. And so have a wee sniff at it.
What do you, Pam, tell us, what are you smelling? I mean, both what are you smelling and what do you feel in the nose?
I think I'm smelling heather.
Good, that's a good mountainous smell. A common descriptor associated with Dalwhinnie is honey.
Crunchy nut cornflakes?
Yeah, I can smell those nuts.
The next thing we're going to do, Charlie, is add the water. The minute we add water, then we release all those wonderful flavours, and that's what adding water is all about.
How much water?
Well, today I think we should add as much water as there is whisky.
But again, one of the reasons for adding water, not only does it loosen up the whisky and release the aroma, it makes it much easier to taste. These are at standard bottling strength, 40-43%. So it's much easier to gauge the flavours, the tastes, when you've added water, as I think we'll discover. But by all means, do taste before if you feel like it. But let's proceed to
so add the
nosing.
water.
Ready bread.
Ready bread. We're stuck on the cereals, are we?
Cereals.
Any fruity notes at all?
It's almost like one of these sweet fruity, these like spangles and
opal fruits.
Opal fruits, that's it.
Yeah.
So it's wonderful
Fresh,
fruitiness there. Fresh fruit.
It's a very fresh nose, isn't it? Fresh, clean.
Appetising.
Yeah.
And then we taste.
It's very sweet.
Very sweet.
Isn't it? But you're getting a wee tingle at the sides of the tongue,
Yes.
and a slight dryness as you swallow. So it's displaying all the primary tastes. Well, not salty.
It's quite gentle as well.
It is. It's soft.
Yeah,
Nice
soft.
texture.
Yeah,
You notice that softness in the mouth.
You can still, there's a hint of
it's
smoke there.
Yeah.
It's quite smoky
It
kind
lingers,
of.
but it's not overpowering.
That's right.
Because I found it quite soft, I expected the finish to be short, but it's still lingering.
And then the final thing is, what about aftertaste? I think I'm getting honey or honeycomb like wax.
And this is all about what do these aromas remind us of?
Associations.
That's
Yes.
all.
Right,
I'm
let's
with you, Bob Button.
pursue that with number 2.
We're going to look at Cragganmore 12-year-old. Look at it first of all without adding any water, because I think Cragganmore's got great flavours just the way it is.
Deeper colour than the previous one, and that's from the wood.
Is it?
Yeah.
Definitely pick up on the wood. Perhaps some vanilla.
Like sawn timber, first of all, when I would be the lid
Wood
off.
shavings.
When you've got
Yeah.
wood.
There's a fragrance to it. It's like sandalwood or
It is.
cigar boxes in the background.
All I can smell is bananas.
Bananas.
Well, the previous
Nick,
manager
what-
here
what-
used
what
to
kind
smell
of
that.
bananas?
Green bananas.
Green
Yeah,
bananas.
yeah.
Skin,
Skin.
not the fruit
Yeah.
itself, but the skin. Yeah.
Green
Banana
bananas.
skin.
It is quite fragrant overall.
Yes.
Difficult to pin it down. Cherries? When you said that, I immediately thought cherry-aid.
You notice how when you start talking about it and others, you know, it's all about memories and how these
Associations.
images.
Yes,
And
yeah.
the cherry thing was really good because that took me instantly to a bowl of cherries. It's really
Yeah.
brilliant. I hadn't
But
been there before.
the big purple ones, you know, really
Yeah.
fresh in June. And
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Should we add a little water?
Oh, I'd love to add water to it.
Quite malty.
Dried herbs.
I was actually thinking, you know, like the dry bouquets, you know, the
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
you know, you're hanging up and things like that.
Yeah.
One of the important things about describing whiskey is that there are no necessary rights and wrongs. It's a combination of objective and subjective, and we're agreeing on certain things and perhaps not agreeing. But you can use whatever words to describe it that you like. Taste?
Sweet.
Sweet overall.
Not as sweet as that one.
No.
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 Some people get a very, very, very light thread of smoke from Cragganmore.
It's very complex. There's lots
Aye,
of
it's a
flavours
complex
going
whiskey.
on there.
Mm.
It's a space out with attitude, Charlie.
It certainly is. Great. So take us through what's number 3.
Number 3, well, we're moving from Cragganmore and we're going to go over the hill because we're still in Speyside and we're going to go to Dufftown. And this one is the Singleton of Dufftown 12-year-old.
Dufftown is thought of as the sort of capital of Speyside. Was that right?
Absolutely, yeah. Is there not a wee rhyme about the stills?
Rome, what was it? Rome was built on 7 hills and Dufftown stands on 7 stills.
Oh, very
There you go.
That's a good one
Yeah,
to
that's a good
remember.
one, yeah.
This is very different from
Oh, Alex, tell us about it.
For me, it feels like it's quite sort of comforting and Christmassy and warming and wintry.
Isn't it just? For me, it's a kind of dried out Christmas cake.
It's quite sugary as well, that brown sugar.
It's a kind of classic Speyside that's matured in a particular way to create this wonderful combination. Yeah.
Colour's much richer than
Yeah.
the
Isn't it?
Cragganmore,
Isn't it?
It's,
Yeah.
it's a
Lovely
definite
colour.
amber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, what have we got?
I think
here?
the water's brought out the kind of grassy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's fresher
Uh-huh.
now, isn't it?
It's definitely
Mhm.
fresher.
Lighter.
Yeah.
I see balls.
Mm.
You-
Licorice,
Yeah.
It's licorice.
Yeah.
It's more a fruit, but I can't quite put my finger on what kind of fruit it
Is
is.
it fresh
Almost
fruit?
like black currant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what it
Yeah.
is. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's just,
Ah,
Yeah.
yes,
It's like
yes,
black
yes,
colour.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And
Can we
the
taste it,
taste? Yep.
I'm desperate to taste it now.
That's got a big texture.
Mm. Very rich.
Yeah.
It's nothing at the front, but it's all
And up the top as
yeah,
well.
it's
Yeah.
all at the back.
Yeah.
There's very little at the sides.
Yes.
Very little
yeah.
acidity.
What about the finish?
It's lingering.
And it's still got a nice flavour, but again,
Mhm.
right at the back.
It's a longer finish to the other two as
Yeah.
well.
Mhm.
I think it's the combination of the casks that have done this.
Very different to the Cragganmore, which
Yes.
Yeah,
considering it's only from just over the hill.
I've still got it lingering.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Feeding now.
Mm.
Mm.
Right, let us
Okay.
pass now to number 4, which I think is Talisker, isn't it?
Straight away, I think it's more prickly.
Isn't it
you know,
just?
and I think you get
It's
the
a peppery.
yeah, it's
Mm.
quite
Yes.
yes. Well, peppery was my initial,
Mm.
and also it is quite prickly
Cool.
on the nose.
Isn't
there
it just?
because
It's like white
the
pepper.
strength,
Mm.
Yeah.
It's salty, sea breeze, seaweed, iodine,
Yeah.
the sort of smells that you'd find on a beach.
Can we add some water, Charlie?
Yes, do please. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not overpowering in any way.
Bonfire.
Yeah.
It's like a firework sort of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
sort of smoke.
The
Yeah.
trick is to try and go beyond, to go beneath the smoke and see what else is there because there's some wonderful other aromas on there.
I've also got a sort of cereally note for us.
Yeah.
Quite a sweet.
Mm.
It's
Oh,
quite
sweet.
Very
That's
sweet,
right.
yeah.
It is sweet, actually, yeah.
Barley or something.
Yeah,
Just
barley
fresh
malt, yeah.
barley.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like the wind in your face and that sea breeze.
Mm.
Have we taste?
Taste it.
It's the warm, friendly thing that
Yeah.
really gets me.
And it's on the side, it's quite salt.
There is, for the first time, we are.
Sort of
It's a
salt.
very little bit of salt.
Right.
Surprisingly sweet. The sweetness comes out, doesn't it? And then there's that little hot chili pepper, just as you
Exactly
swallow.
what it is, yeah.
Isn't it just?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in the back of the throat.
It's there.
But it's
Just
much
right at the
sweeter
back.
in the mouth than the nose would suggest, I think. In my view, it's the whiskey that goes best with the widest variety of foods. Perfect with, ideal with haggis, great with
Yeah.
pies, smoked fish, smoked salmon, oysters, great with oyster. You've tried it with oysters.
Yeah, it's really good.
Pour a
Really
little
good.
drip on the
Yeah.
oysters, and again the smokiness and the spiciness
Yeah.
seems to
Great
lift them
combination.
up. It's a
Yeah.
fantastic whiskey with food. It really is.
Mm.
Okay, next one.
Well, we're going from one special place to an equally wonderful special place, Kalila.
The name means the sound of Isla. And the characteristics of the whisky.
Well, let's look at it. Let's look at what do you think of the colour? It's actually
pale.
quite
It's
quite pale.
It is paler.
Yeah.
It's
Mm.
much paler.
So just
Straw-like,
let's
is
think
it?
about that. That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Sort of pale straw colour. And that's beginning to tell us something about it right away.
But it's not like the Talisker
No.
No.
at all. And the smoke is different, and it's almost like it's still autumn, and it's still bonfires, but it's like fruit trees.
It's quite an intense fruitiness
Yeah.
that kind of goes with the smokiness as well.
It's always interesting, I think, when you detect smoky aromas, to think, are we talking smoke or are we talking medicines? And this is a
Yes.
combination of the
Yes,
two.
it is.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
It's powerfully medicinal. It's Wright's coal tar soap.
Do you want to add some water and see where it takes us?
Mm.
This
Yeah,
idea of smoke and fruitiness as well is really where we're trying to get to.
I'm definitely getting mouthwashy
Yeah.
smells coming through.
Dentists.
Yeah.
But there's a definite fruitiness there.
Yeah.
It's like pear drops.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing what these aromas can remind you of, really. It's
Oh, that's
quite
lovely.
powerful.
The association of ideas. Again, much sweeter than expected.
Yes.
And, you know, very little smoke in the taste to begin with, and then when you swallow it.
Yeah.
Definite.
Let's press on.
Lovely.
So we're going to move from one side of Isla, from Kalila, to the other side, to Lagavulin.
Ah, yes, that's right. We're looking at Lagavulin, but this is a special one, isn't it?
Well, this is an interesting one. This is Lagavulin Distiller's Edition.
Oh, my God,
Very
yeah.
interesting.
The colour is
Yeah.
Colour's
striking.
intense.
It's very.
Yeah, let's look at the colour first of all. It's a wonderful,
I
deep.
know.
That's the deepest of them all, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lagavulin always strikes me as being very robust. It's
Yes.
full-bodied.
Mhm.
It's got such a lot
Yeah.
to offer, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to have a wee sip straight at this one, actually, and see.
Have a go.
It's nice. Sweet, and then very smoky.
That's good.
It's getting its
Oh, yeah.
Lagavulin
Oh,
characteristics.
it's definitely
Oh,
Lagavulin.
yeah.
And presumably that's part of the task. You want to retain the distillery, the inherent character, while just rounding it off with the contribution from the sherry cask.
Yeah, but the flavours are exploding. You've got,
Yeah.
you know, you've got. It's almost fragrance. There's fragrance, citrus notes, vanilla. You know, rich fruit.
Yeah.
It's hugely powerful, complex flavour there.
When would you drink it?
This is a good time, Charlie.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah,
Right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Very April.
And now I have a little surprise for you. Da-da-da-da.
Oh my goodness.
Now then. This is the idea. We've been talking a lot of associations, the whiskies reminding us of various objects. So I brought along some to see how it works.
Yeah, with pleasure.
With pleasure.
Actually quite like this.
I love this soap. I was going to say,
Past the wood shavings.
what are you trying to...
Savon and Talisker.
Salmon.
Now, finally, we'll put these away, and this what we're looking for here is called the development, to see how they've changed, if they've changed in the glass while they've been sitting here. So, just sing out first word that comes to mind when you smell it. Dalwhinnie. Honey.
Honey.
Cragganmore. Gee, they have changed, haven't they?
They have, yeah.
It's kind of leathery for me. Number 3 is Dufftown.
Cake mix, yeah.
Yeah,
that's it.
because it's not a heavy fruit cake, but it's...
And the sherry as well.
Yeah.
4 is Talisker.
I still
Seaweed.
get the C. I still get the C with that one.
Kalila. And
Peat smoke.
medicinal
Medicinal.
phenols as well.
Yeah.
And finally, Lagavulin Distiller's Edition.
Smoky and fruity.
Yeah.
Mellow.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it amazing what fun you can have smelling 6 glasses of whiskey? But anyway, I think the evaluation is now finished. So come through next door and we'll have a dram. We'll have a proper drink.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Charlie.
It's a great pleasure.
Thank you.
All right. So you'll go with Lily.
At the end of the day, friendship is what it's all about. And I do hope you enjoy your time as a friend of the Classic Malts. Sláinte. Cheers, guys. Sláinte.
Sláinte.